Last week in Germany, Bryan Coxen pulled away from the field and made history as the first AM class driver to win overall, while Rob Ferretti took the victory in the pro category. It was a tough race for John McCluan and Edgar Ruiz, who both struggled on the Nürburgring's legendary Grand Prix configuration. But we gear up for this endurance challenge tonight at Le Mans, live next on ASN. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Circuit de la Sarthe, built in 1923 in Le Mans, France. It is a legendary 8.467-mile track known for hosting the iconic 24-hour de Le Mans. This endurance racing venue features a mix of permanent track and public roads, including the famous Mulsanne Straight, where cars reach incredible speeds. Key corners like Tetra Rouge and Porsche curbs demand precision and bravery from our drivers tonight. Renowned for its rich history, Circuit de la Sarthe has seen historic venues and technological advancements, making it a revered site for motorsport lore. The format for the OSRL GT3 series is as follows. The drivers are currently running a 15-minute qualifying session to determine the grid for our 60-minute race. The fifth season of the OSRL GT3 series continues tonight, live on the Automotive Sports Network, with Bryan Sawyer producing tonight and also in the commentary box next to me. My name is Jess and Robichaud as we welcome you to Le Mans, France. Just a reminder tonight, cameras all season on ASN are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out on Facebook.com/WSimCams. Thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. Bryan, it was Coxen who finally sealed the deal last week after a commanding win overall and in the AM category, mind you, while Rob Ferretti gets it done in pro. Coxen has been moved to the pro class as of this week. So, what are your thoughts as we tackle the legendary Le Mans circuit tonight for an hour?
Yeah, well, glad to see you, Justin. Yeah, it's about time that he got moved up. He was finishing pretty high up most of the races. And then I think the win last week solidified it. It's time to go.
Oh, 100%. I think that move makes perfect sense. Although tonight in practice, if I'm not mistaken, I'd have to go double check. It looked like it was Brenner Del Mar sitting atop there. Let me go check our practice results. It was John McCluan sitting in second and Rob Ferretti close behind in third. So that's an interesting mix here. We always expect week in and week out some drivers are going to play to some strengths and weaknesses to all these tracks. So interesting to see here. What do you think Brenner's got for us tonight?
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised to see Brenner up top. He's fast in anything he drives, especially with us in the WRC league we're in. But just in general, he's a very fast driver.
Oh, no doubt. Rocking that. He's at the Ferrari, looking mighty sharp too. I'm watching him on track now. There we go. We got him up on the screen here. Wonderful purple and black Ferrari across the line here. I don't think this might be his first. This is his first run here. So he's got green and he's away and away. It's one of our first drivers to light it up. We've got quite a few here. Nick Johnson, Jared Kelly, Donnie Heineman, Jose Gonzalez, Nathan Branham. Quite a few out here getting laps in at the moment. We'll sit in with Brenner Del Mar as he runs his first lap. We'll just keep an eye on the field here. See if we have someone up a little bit further ahead.
I think car 717's all the way in the lead. I don't know who that is.
Nick Johnson.
Nick Johnson.
You're right. He looks to
He's
be
all the way up.
Yeah, he is way out and away right now. Quite a few drivers neck and neck out on the course at the moment, putting in their times. Fun to see. Fun to see that neck and neck battle. You can just swap back and forth. But Nick Johnson away and away here. His time looks okay. His average pace is a little bit up on the ticker board. We'll see what that translates to out on the track here, Brian.
Wonder if he knows he's on stream. He's flashing us.
He is flashing. I wonder if he's listening, although I say that I'm flipping through the drivers, and Ian Bakaitis is very close behind in that Mustang now. So he's right there with Jose Gonzalez really, really close behind. So those drivers really leaving it all out there at the moment. Oh, it's so tight. I'm flipping through the field. But Nick Johnson out and away in this Porsche at the moment. He's definitely going to cross first no matter what here. And barring any mistakes, we'll keep our eyes on him for the moment. Such a long track, Le Mans.
I think something has happened to Wanchi. He's on his third lap now, not setting a time for either one or two. Looks like he's got about 40 seconds into a lap and then retired both times so far.
Oh boy, so just taking a peek, no incidents for him. So the sim is interesting. If you go out and you like reset, that might take a lap off of your time. So he might just be getting out there and getting into some trouble, or just not liking the feeling. Maybe he's having some setting issues, not liking how things are going and needing to get back to the pits. That's unfortunate, but you're right. Last time, 39.8 didn't count, of course. Curious what is going on there. Oh, a little squirrely is Nick Johnson on the exit there, and Ian is still on his tail, according to the screen.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at this track map. There's just a blob. I see Nick Johnson and then the blob of drivers behind him. I cannot make it up. I cannot tell them apart.
Yeah, a lot of straightaways here. Several chicanes that break them up and loosen up the speed a little bit here, but Nick Johnson's flying through the Porsche curve section. Very high speed corners. You need to you dip the brakes. It's very like gentle dips on the brakes, but high speed corners. This was the mention of being brave. These are the corners you need to be brave in, Brian, because you need to send it. You got to trust that you get that grip on the corners, and you got to know this car to get the most benefit out of this sector here as we get into the final chicanes. As looks like Nick is going to set our first time here in the evening. We'll see what this comes out as. Crosses the line.
He's going to set the first time.
4:15.
Let's see how quick it gets overwritten or not.
Ooh, there's a little bit of an adjustment there, but it's a 404. John McCluan with a 358 takes pole position with a 358, 325. Here we go. It's starting to roll in here now.
Oh, they are all over the place.
Jose Gonzalez off the track a little bit here in the final sector. No incident points on my end, so he might be good. Yeah. Everybody's just starting to file in here now. 404, 362 for Jose Gonzalez.
Uh-oh. Okay, I learned I cannot do that.
So, a lot of drivers crossing here, but they're not putting up time. So we've got a few drivers maybe suffering incidents.
Thinking a lot of 0Xs, maybe.
Yeah, it could be some small off tracks. There's Jared Kelly there off the track for sure in that instance.
That lap's done.
It's John McCluan. Yeah, that one's done. John McCluan's on top here, top of Joshua Blum and Lucas Hill. Lucas Hill's in third place at the moment.
Looking back
Rob Ferretti.
I'm looking back at Brenner Del Mar here, first in practice on his second lap with no time set.
At his last, it looked like it was an unofficial 402.6, so maybe he's suffering from that 0x2. I know I can't remember the corners now. I think he just went through the section at that moment. There's a little tricky exit. If you use up all the track like you're supposed to, there's a small little 0x that'll sneak in there and get you. If you use up too much of it, it's quite tricky. You have to trust the car. You got to know your points, your markers very, very well. Rider's flying here now. One of our long straightaways into another chicane.
I'm gonna say I'm glad the track map's working this week because I'm not super familiar with this layout, and me and the word chicane don't mix well. Just excited to watch some of the chaos.
Especially when there are as many in Le Mans as there are here, separating all of these. It's quite something.
Yeah, you were telling me before the race. It's a race of patience tonight with the extra 15 minutes.
Absolutely, and not just for us and the viewers, but for the drivers as well. These chicanes are so tricky. You can have an absolute rocket into a corner and then have an exit issue just based on the cars alone. I know some of these cars are going to be wicked on the straights, maybe suffering some of these sharper, slower corners here that we just saw Brenner Del Mar go through. One of the hairpins, if you will, or probably one of the sharpest corners on the track at the other end here. At, the BMW, for instance, one of those nose heavy cars, little plows there compared to this Ferrari, one of our cars with an engine further back, so he gets a little bit more rotation out of it. But the BMW and the Mercedes, they have that straight line speed, so they get a lot of a bit of an advantage here with these long straights. The only edge these mid and rear engine cars are probably going to have is going to be in these corners here. So, a lot of ground to make up. We've seen some issues last year in pit, so pit strategy is huge. I can't remember if we're going to need 2 or not tonight. I think it's going to be probably 1 pit stop. And
we got Nick Johnson coming around to finish his 2nd lap.
Let's see what Nick Johnson puts up for us. Go around the order again. Essentially here, will he improve?
He's still moving. He's still out in front of the blob by a good hair.
Sure is. He's dropped down to 7th here now for context, so we'll see what he does here. It's a 3:59 flat. Excellent. That's good for second place. Unbelievable here. So the bar very low. John McCluan comes in with a 3:57.7. Sets a new fast lap here tonight, so brings that bar down a little bit. We've got a few drivers in under the 4 minutes. Jacob Clemens with a 3:59.189 jumps up into 6th place there. Aaron Holroyd gets another one, a 4:04.745. That's good for, oh boy, we've got more. It was good for 12th. Now he's down to 14th. We got a lot of movement. Brenner Del Mar with the 3:57.663, and he's taken down John McCluan by 0.061. So 6th, 1/1000th of a second here. Unreal. The margin so close. That is,
for such a big track, too. That's impressive.
And Hector Colazzo with a 3:56.808 sets the bar even lower here. So wild. We'll see if anybody else has an answer, but I don't know. That might be it for everyone here. Unbelievable lap from Colazzo here to come and take pole position by a very healthy 0.8 over Brenner Del Mar, who was looking good here tonight. Wow. John McCluan drops to 3rd. That brings Lucas Hill and Joshua Blum to cap out our top 5 here tonight so far.
The only person that has been faster tonight was Brenner in practice.
Yeah. And these might be it. This might be their last lap for these guys. So it's all down to this. And I think there's about 5 or 6 drivers here that haven't set a time yet, either an issue or not out on the track. Keep an eye on that, but eyes are on Brenner Del Mar right now. We're moving over to John McCluan. Thanks, Brian. Brenner Del Mar at the moment. We'll see if he has anything for Hector Colazzo. I mean, let's have a peek here on track. Is John McCluan ahead of Brenner Del Mar on course? He is actually. So we might as well dip over to John McCluan and watch him finish off the rest of his lap, see if he has anything better here for this top 3. And I'll keep my eye on the board, Brian, to see if anything else changes. Right now, it's calmed down quite a bit.
Yeah, most of the drivers are back on the backstretch there.
Yeah, they are just kind of moseying along, cruising down the highway, if you will.
Only got a few trickling in right now. So closest to the line is JP DeFino right now.
Let's get on with JP hasn't set a time yet, actually, so we can hop on with him. That is a tricky section there, too. That'll get you every single time. The car wants to push wide. Excellent section here, and does he use up all the track? Oh, he does. Squeeze up all of this here. Great entry into this section as well. You want to, bias wide and get a good run off. Fantastic work from JP. Is this going to be a time for him tonight? Will it be his only time or his first time? It's a 4:03.653. That drops him or pops him up to 17th position. Great job, JP. Fantastic lap. Great finish off on that. Lap here.
And we got G. McCluan coming through the last sector, just where JP just was. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him. He might catch him. I'm not sure.
7:17.
He's got Nick Johnson
actually, I think, is a little bit ahead. Yeah, Nick's coming a little bit ahead of him here.
You know what, Justin? This is solo qualifying. He's not going to catch anything.
He's not going to catch no one. Oh, you're right. You're right. I'll keep my eyes on Nick Johnson while we ride on board with John McCluan here through this final sector. Nick is just a hair ahead. He's entering the chicane right now, just past the pit. So see if either of these drivers improve. Nick Johnson with a lot more to lose here. Oh, it's an improvement.
That might be too wide.
3:58.8, and it's not enough to go up a position though. So Nick Johnson will stay at 9th.
Okay, I was gonna say G. McCluan just went a little too wide at the end there.
He did. I see that his last lap was deleted by the steward, so that won't count for him. He parks it off, rightfully so. Who else do we have here rounding the final section? Bunch of drivers. Take your pick. We're really just gonna watch the ticker, I think. I can pick up anybody.
Brandon Delmar starting his 4th lap, so he's done. Hector Colazzo's done. We got everybody really coming in for their end right
Pretty
here.
much into the last sector here as well. I got eyes on Rob Ferretti coming around the last sector too. Oh, Rosado a little loose on the exit there. So is Rob Ferretti on the exit of the final sector. Is it going to be an improvement for him? It is. It's a 3:57. Oh boy, it's a 3:57.524 from Rob Ferretti at the end there, and he squeezes into 2nd place. And Lucas Hill made some improvements there as well. I think we missed that. So Lucas Hill, he's sitting in 3rd at the moment. He dethrones Brenner Delmar and John McCluan, who round out 4th and 5th tonight. Wow, it's been dramatic all throughout qualifying. This track has been nothing short of exciting, even through solo qualifying. It seemed like there were some battles going on off the script, if you will. Looks like we have a few drivers who've either popped off or haven't put up a time yet or a clean lap. Some honorable mentions there. Rounding out some of their final laps. Rosado, one of them here, coming into the final sector here. A little bit banged up. It looked like he got into an issue here earlier in his lap. He's rounding it out.
Justin, I got breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking
Hit me,
news.
Bryan, what's
Apparently,
up?
the entire Midwest Motorsports team is now in the pro class. So Blum, Odell, Holroyd are all now pro drivers. Oh, and Coxen.
Oh, interesting.
He's actually not here this week. Coxen's not here tonight.
Intriguing. None of these drivers here, I just want to update everyone, have set a better time than what they're at. There's been no movements at the moment. Still Hector Colazzo atop of Rob Ferretti and Lucas Hill here. As we move on, it looks like that's it. We're coming to it. Here's the grid. Grid for the evening. Going to be Hector Colazzo, followed by Rob Ferretti, and then Lucas Hill, Brenner Delmar, and John McCluan. That's our top 5. And then it's Joshua Blum, Dan Carrito, Michael Odell, Nick Johnson, Jacob Clemens, Nathan Branham, Ethan Halsey, Peter Hopp, Jared Kelly, Jeff Cartwright, Wanshi Rakenna. And then we have 17th, Ian Bakaitis. And then, hold on here. Stephen Ryan, JP DeFino, Jose Gonzalez, Hunter Terpstra, Aaron Holroyd, Jack Clark, Henning Svarva. And then in 25th, following our final little spurt here, Zachary Trevino, Donnie Heineman, D'Angelo Rosado, Nick Vincent, and David Buell. Flashing lights here on the grid already. Everyone seemingly ready to go, waiting for some drivers to grid up. And then it's off we go. A little, can't remember if it's a full, it can't be a full lap. Now it's like we look at it.
It's looking like it might be.
Corners. It's looking like it might be a full one. That would be interesting and very fun. At least on the track map, it's showing it's a full one. But let's hope it's not. You know what? I'm actually we should go over points real quick, Brian. I think we kind of skipped on points, didn't we?
I think we did.
Skipped on that.
Let's hit those points.
Let's hit the points right up. Let me get that screen going here. So, atop, we got John McCluan at 196 is leading. Still, even though Brian Coxen is in pro class and had that win last week, he's still just narrowly behind, but he has a lot of time left. 181 in second place. And then it's Dan Corritto with 177, Corey Allen 172, Rob Ferretti 171 in the top 5. Joshua Blum, Chris Wilkie, Ethan Halsey, Nick Johnson, Logan Brink rounding out the top 10 in the pro class. And we have Liam Kelso now leading with 116 over Peter Hopp at 104, Jose Gonzalez with 95, and it's Ian Bakaitis, Jared Kelly, Christian Zarat, JP Tofino, Hunter Terpstra, David Buell, and Dennis Puckett. That's our top 10 for AM. But keep your eye out for those drivers here tonight as pace car starts to move away. We move on as our constructors standings, our team, Super Speeders is leading those with 372. That's a healthy little lead there against Saints and Sinners Pro. We're doing great this year. Fantastic to see a home team in Saints and Sinners at 330, narrowly ahead of EHM Red at 322 and EHM White at 308. And it's Midwestern Motorsports Mercedes at 295, Midwest Motorsport Corvette 269, Bonfire Racing, Georgia Racing Association AM Red, Saints and Sinners AM, Georgia Racing Association Pro. Sorry about that. In the top 10. And then our Manufacturers Championship, Porsche is leading that with 249 narrowly over the Chevy Corvette at 248. Then it's the Ford Mustang with 237, followed by the Ferrari, Mercedes, BMW, and the Lamborghini. Not much going on for the Lamborghini down there. I personally can't drive it. I think it's just a skill issue.
Justin, I need a breaking news button at this point. I got more breaking news.
Let's build that. Let's get that going. What do we have now?
We got Nick Vincent with technical difficulties having to drop out of tonight's race. So hopefully we can next
that
week.
Is huge. Ouch, that is huge for this field. Wild, he was looking great tonight. So that is a position and some points up for grabs for our drivers. Technical issues, that's something we battle with. It's something I've battled with. We chalk that up to maybe the car just going down or something breaking. It is what it is, but rounding it looks like, oh, we're getting into the final sector here, so that wasn't a full lap, thankfully. As everyone looking, there's a bit of pep in everyone's step, if you will, right now. Some drivers shaking the tires in, flashing their lights. Pace car should be dipping off real soon here.
I'm ready for my timing tower to light up like a Christmas tree, Justin.
Oh, me too, me too. It's going to be a wild race here as it's off, and it looks like, oh, the green isn't quite there yet. There's going to be a bit of a bunch, and there we go. Hector Colazzo's off, and he's got a great start over Rob Ferretti here as Brenner Delmar just hangs on. Brenner Delmar has a little bit of a run on Rob Ferretti. He's hanging on, but it's Hector Colazzo with a commanding lead right now. Will anything happen in the first little bit? We're going back. There's a little bit. Oh, quite a bit of a hold up. We got some people going on the inside. Someone crossing off through. Oh, boy. Who was that was flying through there? It looked like Ethan Halsey. It was Ethan Halsey. He just checked up, walked up, went through. Oh, boy.
I just watched him jump up the tower and then jump way back down.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, let me. We got to hold on to that. Yeah, you get that if you can.
Right now. Let's see.
Oh, I'm going to keep an eye on the race. It's kind of fizzled out a little bit, but let's fire that instant replay.
Oh, he just went right off.
Back it up just a bit. Oh, go a little bit further. There we go. Yeah. Let's see. Did he touch the grass? I think he touched the grass here.
We're about to find out. Oh, he just
he just hooked up, walked. Oh, boy, right. He threads the needle. Whoa. I think it was Lucas Hill and Brenner Delmar that were caught up in the middle of that, and that reminds me of that race in MotoGP where Valentino Rossi was turning a corner. I can't remember where it was, but someone flew off and was flying down the race and just threaded it right between them and almost took him out at an egregious speed. That would have been horrifying, but he narrowly misses it. That was wild. Ethan Halsey must be pretty thankful, despite the damage and being sent to the rear, that didn't end in someone else's race.
Yeah, that could have ended multiple people's nights.
No kidding. Joshua Blum in the middle of a pack here at the start. It looks like Hector Colazzo still a little bit ahead. It's Rob Ferretti is holding off Brenner Del Mar. That's kind of the storyline at the moment. Brenner is really applying a bit of pressure already. He has that opportunity. There's a lot of draft opportunity here if you can get in there and tow quite a bit and kind of make up for some mistakes, if you will. They're almost out of that range from Hector Colazzo. As we dive in here, wow, Rob Ferretti very deep on the brakes here on Colazzo. A testament to how smooth that Porsche is on braking. It's something that I admire in that car, despite being a balance that I'm not great with. But this is fantastic. This gap now, oh, it's broken up. Brenner Del Mar on a bit of a run here on Rob Ferretti. I don't think he's quite in the midst to make a move, but he's got an opportunity to get really, really close here on this straightaway. Will he try something? I don't think so. This is a smart driver. He's going to hold off. He does. He brake checks up a bit, dives into this high-speed sector here. You want to be smooth in this one here. A couple high-speed corners. It's easy to get locked up, get the tires a bit hot. But Brenner's playing the long game, and I love it. These drivers here nice and tight for the top three. Lucas Hill's starting to fall out here as he holds off Joshua Blum here for fourth place, sorry. And that's our little pocket, and then it starts to just branch off into little splinter battles, Brian. But right. so far, this is fun.
So, Justin, as somebody who doesn't drive these cars and doesn't know a lot about them, since this is a longer race, does it make sense for Brenner, since he seems to be faster than Rob, to just hold on to the back of him? And will he save fuel that way?
100%. And that's what I would be doing personally. There's no advantage really in the chicanes to make any brash moves, especially early on. All you're going to be doing is making risks in an early race. Like, this is a long race. I'd be thinking so far ahead. I wouldn't really be trying to push or make moves beyond my first pit stop. So unless something glaring happens, like I wouldn't go for something if Buddy, let's say Rob Ferretti blows a corner. I'm not going to not go for that. But if Rob is not giving me anything, absolutely. I'm going to back my corners up a little bit. I'll use that draft, that little extra push that you get when you're running the draft. But you see Brenner kind of hooking into it again already here on this straightaway.
No, Rob looked like he got his cage rattled a little bit. He got a little shaky there. And you have that advantage as well, too. You're going to raise the heart rate of the driver in front of you if you just stick in that draft, and you gain quite a bit. You get a lot of benefit in that draft. So, yeah, totally. In a race that long, there's going to be some minute benefits. But as long as both of these drivers have solid pit stops, really Brenner stands with the most to gain from just hooking on the Rob and running this race now. Mind you, look at what happened at this moment, though. Hector Colazzo had a fantastic run through that first sector. Rob Ferretti almost seemingly holding up Brenner as Brenner moves alongside him. And he has the speed. He's going to be able to get past him. Yeah, absolutely. Rob Ferretti needs to file in behind Brenner if he wants to anything. He's got to get in there quick. As soon as I had the room, I'd be behind him. Boom. A little later than I would have liked, but it's a courtesy move. And here he goes. He lets off a little bit. You see that? Now Rob's on the move now. Rob may have kind of gotten spooked and given that up a little bit, but if he can hook on here and stay with Brenner, he's kind of flipped the script a little bit, and now he has a bit to gain. We'll see how this plays out in the long term. Yeah, it's lap 2 now. It's lap 2 of 15. I don't like somebody second behind me, let alone 2/10 behind me.
Ooh, yeah.
I might move too.
And Dan Carrillo looks like he's made it by John McCluan here. We missed a little bit up front, so who do we...
Right now, I think the closest battle I got is Blum going for Johnson for P9.
You're right. It looks like Ian Bacchitis is making a move on JP Tofino here. Wow, does make a move on JP. Seems to make it stick, but JP has a good run off the corner. So there might be some tit for tat going on here. JP is slowly catching up. It's not going to be enough, and there's traffic coming up, so this is a very interesting battle here if something comes out of it, but you're right, this is the closest right now. JP late on the brakes. Comes in nice and tight. We should have a small advantage in this corner just with the rotation off that Mustang. Ian Bacchitis great on the exit. JP is kind of clutching on. I would say he's on the edge of that slipstream. He might be kind of tucking himself back into it here. I would say he's kind of hooked in right on the edge. He's getting a little bit of a bump. And this is that equalizer I'm talking about. You can make a small mistake and just still hook yourself into that draft and make up for a minor mishap as JP, oh, he absolutely sends it into that corner. He's trying to make I think JP is a bit rattled by that move, perhaps, and he's trying to make up a little bit. I would just be taking a deep breath and back off just a bit.
All right, Justin.
Really focus on staying. What's up,
buddy? I'm gonna hit a replay here. It's telling me that just a moment ago, Aaron Holroyd crashed. So, we're gonna find out what happens. That is one of our drivers we lost.
Let's go. Let's see this.
Oh, yep.
Oh,
he lost it and looped it.
Parks it.
Nothing crazy.
Getting it back on. Yeah, it looks like he did a good job getting back on there too. Lucky he didn't have traffic coming. I've been there, done that. We're getting into the point now where if drivers have been trying to make moves or if they've been pushing the car a little bit too hard, we could see some people with high tire temperatures. So a lot of drivers could be spinning up from that, though.
I was trying to find out what happened to Halsey because I saw Halsey just entering the backstretch, and then it showed him straight in pits. I don't know if he crashed or if he said, "I'm done."
Are you talking about that turn 1 incident, or is there another one?
No. I could see Halsey on the backstretch, but and then he went to pits. He's currently sitting in pits now. He might be done for the night.
Yeah, he's probably suffering from some damage from smacking the wall there in that first incident. Maybe he didn't get quite enough done. I'm looking at his. He has one of his faster pairs used. Maybe he got into another little bit of an incident there. No incident points on the night for him, it looks like, as well. So self-inflicted, perhaps.
We got a great battle here for fourth, though. Dan Corritto, G. McCluan, and Michael Odell. All within a second of each other.
Oh, yeah, here we go. John McCluan bridged quite a gap on Dan here. And yeah, you're right, Odell is tucked in and ready to go. This is fun. Odell's got to run here. What's he going to do? Is he going to let off? I would be letting off. It's so early. He goes to the inside, makes a bit of a move here on John McCluan. He gets past him, and he's deep on the brakes, and he goes to the inside of Dan as well. Hooks it and goes through. Unbelievable. Takes 2 in one corner, but does he have the run? I don't think he's going to have it on Dan Corritto. He might not even have it on John McCluan. Bit of a bump draft coming from Dan on Michael Odell. They know John has it, and it's tit for tat for tit as John McCluan comes out ahead of Dan Corritto in this whole entire battle. So all Michael Odell did there was really shoot both him and Dan in the foot with an inside move. This is that type of aggression. I wouldn't be going for moves this early, Brian. We mentioned it before that there's a level of aggression. Now Michael Odell, his tires are hot. If he doesn't cool it here and just take a breather and start to just back his corners up a bit, he's going to be suffering for some hot tires. So we'll see how this will develop. We'll see if Michael Odell will catch up, or if he starts to drop off here to Nathan Branham in 7th.
Notice I am noticing tonight, Justin.
Boy. Yeah, I know. Like Dan's trying to get it right back to John McCluan here.
He is doing that. What I am noticing is with these Pro-Am changes in this class, the leaderboard's looking a little more organized than it's been. We got our first AM in 11th place, which seems a little more correct.
Yeah. No kidding.
We got a whole.
No kidding.
Yeah. They're figuring it out. It's their first season with the Pro-Am split, so it's looking like they're figuring it out.
Dan Corritto really he's poising himself to make moves, but I think he is going with the play where he's going to sit himself where he is.
Yeah, Nick Johnson in the sand went way wide.
Yeah.
Now he's in front of Wanchi and Peter, real slow.
Oh boy, Wanchi goes to the inside here on this corner. I don't think it's going to work. Oh, it gets a bit of a nudge. Nick Johnson's going to take that position back, though. Oh, I'm going to call that a racing incident. That was fantastic. Wanchi kind of just files in behind Nick Johnson now, just concedes that. But Peter Hopp he stands a lot to gain here. He can get 2 positions if this turns into a bit of a crazy battle. He's got quite a run on Wanchi. Wanchi's bidding. Oh, he's swerving. He's sending Peter Hopp to the inside. And he's going to take it. They're going to go too wide as we enter this. We're entering Porsche curves, and they go through. What a move from Peter Hopp here in a sector where you need a lot of confidence to send that car. That Mercedes hooks very nicely. He gets it done here.
I don't think Peter and Wanchi were very happy with Nick's move there. Nick went way out to the sand, pulled right out in front of him and said, I'm staying here. I'm not losing this spot.
Yeah, and he really he set them back and spiced up their battle a little bit as Wanchi were kind of making some moves here. Oh boy, he's looking a little impatient. So we'll see what happens. This gap narrowed here in that final corner. Nick Johnson gave up quite a bit of time. Peter Hop looks like he has a little bit of a run here. So we'll see if there's something that happens in this first sector. There's a little bit of an opportunity to bridge some gap before we get into a nice long back straight. And then you can have a little bit of time to sit in that slipstream. Great braking from Peter Hop. You could see that from Wanchi's dash cam. He surged in there. But Nick Johnson is a little bit nicer on the exit of turn 3 as we head through 5. I believe this is 4 and 5. This is a tricky section as well, too. You need to be very smooth, and you need to use all the track to get great speed. And here is a nice brush on the brakes into a high speed. This is where we're talking about. This is where our move is going to happen. But you're too far apart at this point. I think Wanchi kind of has to really just beg that he's in Peter Hop's slipstream. I don't think he's there. He might be on the edge. Right on the edge.
Jess, I'm going to take us back to another event. It looks like
Let's go.
We might have lost David Duell. I don't know. We're going to find out. Our replay system's a little different tonight, so we're going to find out what happens.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, this was that.
Oh, boy, a round.
Yep, he did the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
This might be a trend. So this is going to be a trend tonight. Out into the dirt. We'll see if our drivers recover nicely there.
We're going to go to one more, too. It looks like we lost Jose Gonzalez. We're going to hit our next one.
Jose.
Hit the wall.
Clipped the grass. Ooh.
Flipped the grass, hit the wall.
Good. Not good.
And that's right at the beginning of the lap, too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a long journey back to pit road.
Long journey and a very aero-dependent track. He's got some nose damage there, so hopefully he can get back in one piece and get that banged out for him. I think he's got a fast repair. He does. He's actually got both of his fast repairs, so as long as he can get back in.
Going back to Bacchitis versus Defino. P12 overall. Defino just passed Bacchitis, but they were on top of each other that whole back stretch.
Just how quick. That's just how fast. Blink of an eye can just change on one corner, right like that. Defino really been the benefactor there. I don't think Bacchitis is in that slipstream. If he is, he's on the edge. Oh boy, he's gaining a bit on him. He might be in it. He's got enough time to at least make up some of that mistake back. Very late on the brakes as Bacchitis pushes it deep in. Very smooth. Great work. JP Defino a little squirrely there, giving up some time. Bacchitis has to be smelling some blood now. Oh, JP's a bit loose again. Oh, he's got some warm tires as Bacchitis. He's there. He's pulling in tow, and he's in the slipstream again. There's a little bit of a run we have before we enter another very high-speed technical section.
Yep. Michael Lodell
running wide here.
Michael Lodell on the back of Brandon.
Oh, here we go.
He's eating that gap.
Oh boy, he's
looking for my Odell supporters in chat. They're usually there every week screaming Odell.
Look at these two.
How's your time?
Firing it off. Yeah. This is another section here. Odell has a bit of a run here on Branham. Branham has to drive a bit defensively. Oh, Odell just a bit early on the brakes. It's a good move. It's a good move. Like I said here, I'm not pouncing too hard on anything unless someone makes a huge mistake in front of me. It's the smart move. Just get your braking in a little early. Get off the gas a bit earlier. You're burning so much fuel. It makes a big difference. It makes a huge difference. I know some guys that even shift down, shift into neutral and stuff. And
hey, Justin, we're gonna go to one more replay.
Do it.
We got
so
Brenner Del Mar passing Hector Colazzo for the lead.
Ah, let's go. We missed it. Oh, it's off the front stretch here. Look at that.
Around the outside, too.
Wow, incredible placement on that. He had a great run. Oh, boy. That is unbelievable. Fantastic pass there from Brenner Del Mar. Hector Colazzo's hanging on. When we go back live here, it's going to be about the same gap.
Yeah, they're right on top of each other.
Hanging on real tight. So this is going to be an interesting little chess match here as we get kind of close to the halfway mark. But we're really at the third waypoint here, just past the third waypoint. Colazzo, great exit here. He's hooked on to Brenner Del Mar. Will he do something, or will he use this opportunity to just kind of give him a push and then save some fuel? I think he should save fuel. That would be a pro class move right there. Just get behind this guy. Save some fuel. That's what I'd be doing. I don't like that. Look at that. Beautiful work there from Colazzo. Beautiful work. This is an
this is an excellent
battle. I love this. Oh, I love this. I'm waiting to see. I'm hoping that Hector Colazzo won't make a move. I don't want him to. That's the strategy that Brenner is playing this beautifully. Wonderful defensive driving there. Colazzo has to know that he's being bested at this point in his absolute focus. And my focus at this point would be making sure that that gap between me and Brenner Del Mar does not change whatsoever. No matter what, I need to figure this kid out. I got to figure him out. Where's he braking? You need to learn this driver and get on with him and learn his strategy, get with him, even if it means learning a thing or two. If this guy's faster than you, all you're going to do is make yourself faster in the long run. But it's about learning the driver, staying nice and close. They're flawless through this section here. A bit wide is Colazzo. He's going to try and get as tight. Oh, look at this. Beautiful work from these two pro class drivers. Just an absolute masterclass clinic going on between these two here. Colazzo gets a bit of a run. He's a little slower off the exit, but he's making it up in that slipstream. As Rob Ferretti, you can see him back there just dropping off there. It's nothing he can do. He needs to hope something happens, or we get a good pit stop strategy because he's just falling too far behind. He's in dirty air now alone, so that's a bad place to be.
If I'm Rob Ferretti, I'm in my happy space. I'm sitting there running my own lap. I got 4 seconds, and they're on top of each other. I'm just sitting there waiting for the incident.
Yeah, you can see them. You're just kind of hoping something happens. You have to kind of delete them from your mind as well. Edit them out, if you will. Colazzo gets a great run here. He's hooked on. He has enough speed to make a move if he wants to. And it looked like he thought about it for a second, but he doesn't. Oh, he goes to pit. Here we are. This is what we're talking about. First pit of the evening. And Hector is down in. It looks like a pretty good pit. He gets the braking zone good. But he's down. Brenner Del Mar off and flying, and now he's alone.
Top of the race.
Rob Ferretti now can really just focus on Brenner. If there's anything that can go on, John McCluan, let's see. Oh, it's starting to come down now. After Colazzo, in my opinion, pitted a bit early. Compared to the other drivers, it seems like he went down a bit early. I wonder if that's strategy. I wonder if he wanted to get out on his own. Go, Hector Colazzo out now. Good pit. So he's our baseline for this evening with a 49.2 lane time, a 17.9 in the box. And he comes out, well, he's got Stephen Bryan behind him, but he's got clean air far ahead. So
all right, Justin.
All set.
We're welcoming Ethan Halsey to the booth here. Ethan Halsey's going to spend the rest of the race with us. Ethan, we got you.
Awesome. Welcome, Ethan.
Yep, I think we got me.
Hey, my man. Welcome. Oh, boy. You know what? Since we got you, let's beat the death out of the elephant in the room. What happened, dude?
Oh, boy. Just a rough race for me overall. I don't know what happened there in turn one. Just kind of the car just stepped out from behind me. I don't know what happened. I just lost the back end of the car. Really weird. It's never really happened to me before in the past 2 years we've been running this fine venue. come out of pit road, and then the same thing happens to me again in turn 3. So just not my night apparently.
Man, I'd be looking at input at that point. But,
I was wondering what was happening.
While you were, real quick, Hector Colazzo, we probably got that live while you were talking, but he got absolutely, and I mean absolutely obliterated by Steven Ryan right there on the back straight, just on the exit. He's making up a bit of ground now after that first chicane. I wish I had the turn numbers on my track map. I'm not good with turn numbers here, but Hector now is really stuck behind Steven Ryan, and I don't know if this is ideal for him. I feel like he is stuck at the moment. Now he's flashing. Look at that. I don't know what happened. I guess I was really just paying attention to your story, Ethan. But yeah, Hector got absolutely obliterated there by Steven. Now he's stuck. He's stuck.
Yeah, it's never fun to be behind traffic, especially when you're leading. Oh man, that looked close.
Oh yeah. And it looks like Steven kind of gave it up a little bit. They make a little bit of contact. Oh, Steven has the run now. Oh, Hector can't like that at all. I expect some flashing again here. He can't be happy whatsoever. I know that was a bit of a brash move from Hector Colazzo there, but I mean, he's a bit frustrated, and it's showing in his body language for sure.
I think we can go back and look. If I think I got it.
Oh, we can.
Let's go back.
Let's
I got it. Let's go look what happened there.
Had to be an incident. Yeah, here's the pass. I don't know what happened before that. This is what I saw.
To me, that looks like a slowdown for the 67 car.
Is it? Okay, it's a slowdown. Awesome. Thanks, Ethan. There is a little slowdown you can hit on that little final corner, isn't there, if you go too
I'll be honest, I've been in the chats here tonight. There's been a lot of drivers so far complaining about slowdowns tonight. This track is notorious for having some really rough off-track limits here, especially with those slowdowns. I know that turn right before the Mulsanne straight there, if you go a little wide off there, you get a slowdown. That's likely what he got hit by, if I had to guess.
Absolutely. I think you're probably right, as Steven Ryan almost checks up on Hector Colazzo here. This is an insatiable battle to watch at the moment. Steven Ryan, in my opinion, is holding up Hector Colazzo, and he's almost doing it, I don't want to say deliberately, but he's driving very fantastic for someone who should be defending for position. And realistically, he is. But what Steven Ryan, I don't think, realizes is Hector Colazzo has his pit already. So he is kind of holding up a lap down driver.
And there he goes Steven.
There he goes. Off. He's off. So, the seas have parted for Hector Colazzo. I'd be hands off the wheel here in this straight, just like clapping. Whoa, I'm free. Let's go. He's off to the races, if you will. Jumps up to 9th, jumps up a lot here as we have quite a few pits jumping down here as we're getting pretty close to the halfway point of this race. We'll get to an ad break shortly. Well, let's see what these pits fall down to. We'll get our final order.
Colazzo right there. Looks like he's sitting right behind. It's at the 4-car. Brenner Del Mar. Looks like Brenner cycled just out in front of him on the pit cycle there.
So in the kerfuffle when we were watching Colazzo, we totally missed the pit cycle from Brenner Del Mar, and now that I'm looking at it, Hector Colazzo made up an incredible amount of time so pit lane in the lane. Hector Colazzo 49.2, Brenner Del Mar 53.4.
Here he goes, gonna go the outside here.
Here we go, side by side. This is where a move is going to happen. Hector Colazzo is in the favorable position at this point. He's going to have a great line on the exit here of this turn. If he can keep it side by side, what will Brenner do? He backs off. I like it. I love it. Brenner's going to fight another day. Ooh. I love that corner so much. High speed exit. Fantastic. Brenner files through for another day. But the box time, back to the pits. Hector Colazzo in the box, 17.9, and Brenner Del Mar, 21.9. So that's roughly, and I'm doing super fast, like visual mental math, but it looks like that's about 8 seconds of a difference in the pits for Hector Colazzo on the plus. So, wow, made up a ton of time there. And if he ends up winning the race, that's why, 100%. He would not have been in the position to make a move if he didn't get that done. And also, he's kind of lucky to see his party.
Absolutely. This is a very challenging racetrack.
For sure.
Yeah, this racetrack takes prisoners. It has been so far. At the beginning part of this race, I noticed a couple of drivers have run into some trouble. Obviously, I am one of them. But generally, it seems like everything's kind of cleaned up a little bit. Everything seems to have kind of settled down. We're kind of getting into our groove here, but a fantastic looking battle for the lead here that's brewing between these two cars. I see that 722 of Rob Ferretti not too far behind. If God forbid something were to happen between these two, he's definitely in a good position to pounce back there.
Gentlemen, I got breaking news.
Go, let's go, Brian. What do we got?
I got Jose Gonzalez crashing, so we're going to go back to it.
Jose Gonzalez. Look here.
Take a look. Yeah. Might have just got on the curb the wrong way, it looks like.
Yeah, it's been happening all night. Gets the car off the track, though. Fantastic work. Nice and clean re-entry. Great work there from him, but unfortunate. He's back on the track now watching him, but yeah, he's hurt. Let's go, Brian. What do we got?
Aaron Holroyd crashed also. I'm just getting a whole bunch of red, and people crashed on my
got another
screen.
One. Same thing, it looks like. Might have just kind of got that wheel on the curb there, and once that wheel hits the curb, it just takes the car right around. You just lose all your grip, and once only 3 tires are gripping instead of 4, well, that takes the car right around with you.
Yeah, we have a lot of drivers with look like some heated up rears, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. Here, a lot of drivers need to be calming down a bit, saving their moves for later in this race. There's still like half a race left. It's wild that drivers, in my opinion, are racing this aggressive so early, Ethan. Like, what about you? Like, how do you feel about that? Would you be out there like making passes and pushing people like this early in a 1-hour endurance race?
Well, I honestly feel like I'm the wrong person to ask about that. I'm usually driving about 110% all the time. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask. But generally, I would say, especially on an endurance race, I usually always implore my drivers to take it easy those first couple laps. Don't burn up your stuff. Don't get involved into any accidents. Yeah, because again, it's a long race. 60 minutes is a lot of time to make up. As it looks like Brenner's kind of getting hounded by Rob Ferretti here.
Oh, yeah. Rob Ferretti has bridged a huge gap. As really Brenner's losing time to Hector Colazzo. That gap is massive now at basically 5.5. But yeah, at this point, Brenner is in danger of losing that second spot to Rob Ferretti. So this is this long play that we were talking about. Who of these two drivers is going to save their tires the most or save fuel the most? Ethan, have you done some testing? This is something I don't know. Do you pit twice here, or can you make it on 2 stints?
Generally, I would say usually it is a 2-stop race here, just because the fuel load kind of comes relatively close on the second go. So you might be able to save it, but for the most part, I think it usually is 2 stops here for the GT3 cars.
I'm trying to think to last year, and if we had a super deep production crew, I'd have some highlights from last season when I actually ran this race in the BMW and completed it, which is wild. It was my first GT3 race in that car in ages, and I managed to finish the whole race, which honestly was a feat on its own. But yeah, this was one of those races I came into it and I said, no, it's 1 hour. I am going to be super just consistent. I don't care if I'm a little tiny bit slow, and I was, but I finished the race, and this track's super fun. But yes, patience for all these drivers. Way too many people tonight. I think we're pushing really hard, really quick, burning up those tires, that precious fuel, when they could just tow in behind another driver and play a bit clean, and keep everybody really in line. Colazzo just in another world at the moment. The gap's actually down to 4.6. So we'll see.
Speaking of people pushing it too hard, got a lot more spins. I've lost Michael Odell. We've lost Nathan Branham and Hunter Terpstra. All have spun at some point. Michael Odell looks like the worst.
Yeah, he's off.
Looks like he
Michael
lost
Odell
quite a few positions.
He left the server.
All right, we'll take a look at it right here.
Oh my goodness!
The camera changed at the worst moment here.
Let's just go on board for that.
I'm like, clinching. Oh, he lost.
Yeah.
Oh man, hopefully he's okay. I mean, for context, if that guy's running a really strong direct drive wheel, that could really have hurt. So that's rough. That's rough.
And I will be the first to tell you, that is probably the hardest braking zone I would say on this track. Just because, it is a banked corner, yes, but half of the braking zone is kind of in that small, like very gradual right-hander before it. These cars do not like braking under cornering, so especially when you're getting hard on the brakes into a turn and then having to turn the opposite direction, it makes that corner very difficult. So it's not really a surprise. It looks like that must have been what happened. I think he either locked the brakes up there or maybe was trying to coast through that little right-hander and just couldn't get stopped in time.
Yeah, either way, very scary. But right now, we're going to drop off for a quick commercial break. We're just past the halfway point. Everybody's pits, most of the pits have been done. So let's go for a quick break and we'll go side by side.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it. Side between these two in turn one. This is going to get spicy. Turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clog at the inside line. McCluan contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. fourth in the 26. He has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wet's had a little bit better run, but looks like Rocky's going to hold his power.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This
All right, and we're back. I don't think you've missed a whole lot here. A lot of these battles have fizzled out, but we're going to jump right into some programming notes. OSRL GT3 series continues next week, August 1st, at Road America at 9:25 Eastern. You'll have Bryan, Sawyer, myself, and Josh Mertz for that one. And then NASA Rallycross Challenge restarts again in August or September in that area. Visit www.simracing.com, nasasimracing.com. Geez, simracing, yeah, okay. www.nasasimracing.com for more information. Get right into our Discord. Feel free to ask any questions you need to. We'll get you hooked up. We should have a series and a time for everyone. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and ring that bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, and Thursdays, along with our shorts, courtesy of Jess Rakowski. Also, cameras all season, again, are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. Thanks so much, Andrew Cardinelli IV, for your camera support. And here we go again. The closest battle right now, I think, is Ian Bakaitis and JP DeFino on the track. If we're going by the ticker, we can keep an eye on that. JP DeFino is absolutely harassing Ian Bakaitis in his Ford Mustang at the moment. So this is really the battle to watch. There's a bit of weaving going on now. Here we go. Look at this. I like it. I like it. We're getting into the point where moves are going to start to matter. So
there he goes. He's going to move out. It looks like
JP. Here he goes. Will he make something work? He goes to the inside, keeps it side by side.
Look at that power on that Corvette there, really getting him side by side. I think he's gonna have it here.
He is, and Bakaitis almost a bit. Oh, he gives it to him, but I think JP DeFino is a bit wide. Oh boy! Ouch! And I think he tries to overcorrect. I think he knew he went wide. It's funny, he doesn't have a slowdown to me. I think he expected one. Maybe overcompensated a little bit. Lost that car, and there goes that battle. That was our best one, and it's gone.
Honestly, looks like to me, I had that up on my screen here. I think he got on the curb coming out of the chicane there. I think he got on the curb and just unsettled the car, kind of lost it. Honestly, looking at his car, not a whole lot of damage.
Let's take a peek here. Let's see what's going on. Goes to the inside. He takes it really, really deep on the inside. Yeah, you're right. He gets a little unsettled there. He doesn't regain his grip, goes super wide and gets too far over the curb. Yeah, we didn't get it in that angle. The trees kind of covered us, but yeah, you're right. The center of the car kind of hooked up on the top of the curbs there, and it sent him over and into the wall. Unfortunately for JP, that sucks. He was poised to make a move. It looks like he's moving though, so doesn't look like he's dealing with. Actually, he's a bit squirrely. He's dealing with some damage for sure.
Here's a nice looking battle here between the 197 of Jack Clark and the 16 of Zachary Trevino. Oh, looks like Clark made the move right there. That was a good move by the 197.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's trying. He's hooked in now. Looks like he could get something going. JP DeFino, who we were talking about earlier, is up ahead there. So Hector Colazzo sets the fastest lap, I think, tonight. He does with a 3:57.072. So great work there. Brenner Delamara is not very far behind with his best at a 3:57.191. So those two looking great tonight. There are top two. No battle, though, at the moment. It's about 5.5, the gap from first to second. Zachary Trevino, though, falling down on Jack Clark. This little battle fizzled out again already. It's really just back and forth now. I think the closest at the moment is probably Donnie Heineman in the 64, chasing down Stephen Ryan in the 36. They're going through Porsche curves now, coming out in the exit. Oh, yeah, Donnie Heineman is on a run, and he could make something happen in the chicanes if there's a... he goes to the inside. He's trying for it. He's committing. And just like that, Stephen Ryan jumps on, and Heineman goes around.
Oh boy!
Unbelievable! And you didn't even
64
have
car
to.
round.
Stephen Ryan absolutely poured water on that battle and went right down to the pits. And I think it just shook Donnie Heineman, and he went around crazy. We caught that live, but he frustratingly, he gets back on it and goes around again. We go right off. We kind of spare him. We move to Corrido, but we spare him. That, but Donnie just shook there in the last little bit, and this car is actually crab
320 of Dan Corrido and the 81 of Josh Blum looking pretty close together. Corrido had the spot the previous lap. It looks like the 81 of Blum has gotten around. Corrido hopefully trying to get a nice draft off the straightaway here. Kind of like, Daytona in the Cup cars, or even Daytona in these cars. These long straights with the draft ability, it gives you a lot of momentum to be able to make a lot of passes into those chicanes there. So we'll see if he's able to get a really nice draft, although usually that Mercedes big burly V8 usually has some pretty good power down the straights. It's usually pretty hard to keep up with.
100%, a little bit lacking in the turns than the Dan Corrido. And what's he running here? My goodness, it's the Ferrari.
Yeah, it's a Ferrari.
Okay, I was going to say Ferrari. I just didn't want to sound like a dummy, but I didn't have a good view of it. But yes, he would probably have the advantage in those tight corners. I think we mentioned that already before you jumped in here. Yes, this battle already fizzling out. Dan Corrido just falling outside that gap. Can he get a little bit on the braking zone here? Some drivers a little bit overzealous. He does. He tries. Very clean through this corner. But Joshua Blum, very strong on the exit. Very strong, and he's got the run. He's keeping Dan just outside that slipstream area.
Yeah, that 320 car, he's been running pretty good this race. Been running good all season. The Saints and Centers team is definitely looking very strong so far this season. This is their second season in. Obviously, they're putting a car on the podium right now. Brenner Del Mar in the 4 car, who's only run 2 races with us, but has looked very quick in both those races. So it won't be long, I would imagine, until his team brings home a trophy for sure.
I agree, and Dan Corrido, I just want to point out, I was listening. I was very close on his cams, and I heard the absolute limit on the tires in that final sector there. He lost a bit in this corner here, but that high-speed right-hander, he made a ton of ground. He's driving really hard right now, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make. So watch Dan Corrido here to make a mistake, possibly, or maybe make some ground on Joshua Blum, but applying some pressure here as we run through
Looks like the 67 of Hector Colazzo coming into pit road this time for his second scheduled stop.
Another one. Here we go. Here's our second stop, so that's starting to come into play. Brenner Del Mar taking our provisional pole at the moment. I don't believe he's pitted. No, it's pitted once. There's only a few that have pitted twice. Peter Hopp, Hunter Terpstra, Michael Odell, to name a couple, but those drivers near the bottom, running with some issues, very likely, but Hector Colazzo. Hector Colazzo goes up for tires, 2 guys, so a late tire change for him. So that tells me he pushed that first set
Dan
earlier.
Corrido in the 320 also in pit road.
Here he comes down, you're right. So we're going to see another late race shuffle here with a second pit stop. So this race might not be over yet.
Yep. Looks like Juanchi Requena and the 2 cars coming into pit road. 845 JP DeFino, the 197 of Jack Clark. So that leader coming in, kind of dragging a bunch of cars down now, trying to get on the same strategy with Hector.
And Hector's out now, running through that first sector. He runs a bit wide there on the exit. Narrowly escapes that slowdown. Very interesting. We'll see what happens here from Hector Colazzo, sitting in 6th now officially, according to the transponder. So we'll see what goes on here. Brenner Del Mar, Rob Ferretti, John McCluan, Joshua Blum, and Nick Johnson. We have to expect a second pit from them, maybe this lap or the next. We'll see what goes on here and who has played a better strategy.
If I'm Hector Colazzo, I'm very happy with myself. I came out with an 11-second gap in front of me.
Oh, seriously.
I am excited.
Oh, no kidding. Especially thinking if all those drivers have to pit. He's thinking that for sure. So very comfy right now. No one around him. No one in sight. So he can run his race and just ignore everyone for a moment and just let the dominoes fall, if you will. Wide on the exit there is Hector Colazzo, though. And it looks like... Ooh. No penalty either, so he narrowly escapes one there. Very close on the exit. Pushing very hard is Colazzo, despite being alone out on the track there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always very good when you're coming out on a pit cycle like that, especially pitting from the lead, to be able to come out without getting stuck into traffic. You know, you're able to kind of put down the lap times you want to put down, set your own pace. Allows you to kind of, again, keep pace here with that 4-car Breno Del Mar when he comes down pit road. Because, you know, sometimes, especially with the bigger track like this, with the amount of cars that we have, sometimes, yeah, you can get stuck behind some lap traffic, as we saw earlier when he was stuck behind Stephen Ryan. And that can kill you. That can absolutely, you know, end a race right there. All Brenner has to do is come out in clean air, and he loses all that position. So very good for Hector to be able to come out with nobody in front of him. Really able to get that clean air on the nose and keep himself in good order.
100%. A lot of these drivers here running on clean air. The only driver at the moment who isn't is Aaron Holroyd in the 73. He's being absolutely bombarded by Stephen Ryan. Actually, Stephen Ryan makes the pass. Will he make it stick? Deep on the inside, but he's on the line through the apex, and he's going to have this run here. Right, it sure is. Aaron Holroyd now just hanging on in that slipstream. He has to hope that the air parts for him here by the time he makes it to this next chicane. He's got a little bit of a run here. Ethan, I think he can make something happen again if he wants to.
I don't know if he has
9
enough
minutes left.
time
I'm pushing it
here.
I'm doing it. Look, here he goes.
He
He peaks. He peaks. He knows he doesn't have it yet. But he sets up. He's good on the braking zone. Ryan a bit overzealous, but Ryan gets the better line.
Del Mar's going to come into pit road.
Oh, Brenner, here he goes. I'm keeping my eye on him here. Yeah, let's watch this. Brian, let's watch that. Oh, I want to see if he goes up. Oh, he's very good.
And then for reference, Hector Colazzo right now is in the Porsche curves, coming through the second half of the Porsche curves. So he's... Colazzo did have a good pit stop last time. We'll see if he's able to really, you know what?
It wasn't as good as his first pit, but oh boy, he's really... Oh, he gets a slowdown! Hector Colazzo goes too wide, and he has to brake hard, so this gives Brenner Del Mar a little bit of a breath here. Hector Colazzo just got it off. He's back on the gas. He's in the final chicane now. Oh, he's rounding the final corner. I think he still might have it.
Right now.
Here he comes. Oh boy, it's gonna be close, guys. It's gonna be close. That slowdown might have sealed it for him.
Brenner did not take tires on that stop. I noticed Hector did.
Oh boy.
Brenner's gonna come out front, but it's not a big lead though. Hector still has a shot here.
It's a good move. 6 minutes left in this race. Hector Colazzo must be absolutely upset with himself over that last slowdown, and he's a bit squirrely in the exit of turn 3 here as he's just... he sees Brenner out there, and he must be so upset.
You gotta remember, though, that 67 car is going to be on some better tires than the 4. I don't believe the 4's taking tires all race. Hector did take some kind of tires on the previous stop, so he might have a little bit more fresh road. Might be able to send it a little deeper than that 4 car will be able to.
And now I'm looking at the times in the box, and Brenner Del Mar now has flipped the script, and he has the better box time. Their time's almost identical to last time, but switched. So Brenner Del Mar now with about a 6-point lead in the box. So this is what we're seeing out on the track right now. So Brenner really benefiting from this. We'll see if that tire drop off is anything in the next few minutes here. But if Brenner can keep these tires nice and cool and outside that overheated range, I think he absolutely has a chance here on Hector. Both of these drivers are in dirty air. So it all comes down to raw speed, as Rob Ferretti really is just on the outside looking in at this point. So we'll see what happens here. Most of our drivers have gotten their second pits down. It's just Ian Bakaitis and JP Defino who are battling it out still for that 10th position.
And just to note, that is a battle for the overall in AM. So as the battle for the AM lead between Bakaitis and
my bad. It's JP is off. It's actually Bakaitis that's on Clark. I was getting Jack Clark mixed up with JP Defino, but it really is JP Defino. You're right. JP's in second in class at the moment, and if something happens here in the last 8 minutes, he has a little bit. Looks like he's about 5. He's 1.8 off Ian Bakaitis, so there's something there. There's a few minutes left. He has some work to be done.
I mean, that 60 car is getting held up by the 197, so he's not exactly in the air right now.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, if Jack Clark and Ian Bakaitis get into a little bit of a kerfuffle here or a bit of a battle in one of these chicanes, this opens up a little bit of an opening for JP Tofino. Maybe he can squeeze in there and get a top 10. Sits in 11th at the moment.
I gotta tell you, Ethan, I was telling Justin before, with this week's Pro-Am moves, I think you guys have got it. You've got a nice split going on now.
Yeah, I would say absolutely. I think it was blatantly obvious after last week's race that the Midwest team was definitely very quick. So we brought them up to Pro. I think they fit very well up there. And as you can see on that ticker, yeah, that ticker does look a lot more organized. I do like the look of that. So I think that was a good move. Of course, the only blue, of course, is me all the way at the bottom there, unfortunately. But you know, that's
yeah. And missing Bryan Coxen, missing Bryan Coxen as well. That puts a big asterisk on the evening, in my opinion, here too. So that's a driver we were kind of hoping to just jump in here and take P1 overall.
Yeah,
so.
a lot of really fast drivers this year. A lot of great talent that we've had so far. Very competitive up at the front of this field, especially in this pro class. It's been very hectic. I mean, I was running, you know, pretty solid last year, maybe top 10s, top 5s. I've definitely fallen a bit back as the driver talent's gotten far better than I have. So it's definitely good to see. I always love seeing some talented drivers on the track.
100%. Talking about talented drivers here, we just finished a poll for who's going to take it tonight between Hector Colazzo and Brenner Del Mar, and 100% of our voters tonight said Brenner Del Mar. So we have a bunch of Brenner fans out there tonight. I would have to agree. I think Brenner's going to take this. Fantastic driver. We talked about the WRC series there, him running with us, and he is really quick. I'm having a tough time catching up with him in a couple of tracks, so I'll bested him in a few, but we'll see how that plays out. Both of us having sim issues, I guess, with the game, but that aside, Brenner Del Mar is a clear favorite tonight. Absolutely rocking it this evening, and it'll be great to see him come out with a win. As Ian Bacaitis, JP Tofino, and Zachary Turbino. Ooh, he is close. He is close. But this AM-class battle is kind of nice, too. Like, if we're talking about 11, 12, 13, that's kind of a nice little battle as well. Or 10, 11, 12, sorry. That's great to see those AM-class drivers battled up. Kind of have their own podium there, right there in the top 10.
I would like to mention there is a nice looking battle here. It looks like for 16th between the 73 of Aaron Hallroyd and the 77 of Peter Hopp. They're right on top of each other here coming out of the Indianapolis curves.
Yeah, Hopp was fantastic on the braking zone there. Losing a bit of time to Aaron here on the straightaway. Just on the cusp of that slipstream, though. He can slide himself in. But we're getting into a very, very tricky high-speed cornering section. You need to be on top of your game and very focused to get through here, especially chasing someone as Hallroyd goes a bit wide, leaves an opening for Hopp as Hopp comes through a very tricky section as it is without someone.
Ooh, wow, what a pass.
Gives it to him. Oh, boy.
That was a strong move by that 77. I honestly knew he was going to get that pass there. He took the entry of the Porsche curves very wide. I was able to dive into the apex very deep. The 73 kind of took the opposite way, kind of went into the apex deep and then kind of washed out. And that allowed that 77 to get right in there. Those Porsche curves are very tough. If you make a mistake on that first curve, it will kill you for the rest of the curves because you have to be in a very specific line through every single one of them. If you're off just a slight bit, it will take you out of the line for the remainder of them. So it appears that might have been what happened to the 73. Kind of washed up a little bit out of the first turn, and then every other turn after that was just kind of a brutal form, unfortunately.
Absolutely. I've been there as well, and practicing that in traffic is something you definitely want to do. There's a rhythm there, like you said. If you don't get on the outside, the utmost outside on every corner, that flow is completely ruined. And you're right. Hallroyd looked like he got his flow absolutely destroyed, just gave up that position there to Peter Hopp. Peter Hopp, strong and confident through that section, takes it with no problem, and now that gap right about 1 second now. Looks like John McCluan is bleeding some time here. Dan Crito, we're on board with Dan Crito at the moment. He's in that slipstream. He's making a bit of a move, and we're coming through another very tricky section here, but he's got some time to make up. He's going to be hooked on. Will he make it? Oh, we're getting to that point now.
Oh, here he goes. Big move to the inside.
Huge move.
Oh, that is a tough break and big pass in.
John McCluan holds his ground. They're side by side here.
Still.
Oh, and Dan Crito pushing through. He's got the inside line, bit of a favorable
position. Crossover by the
position,
922, not quite. Dan's got him for now, but We'll see if that 922 can get a good slipstream down here.
Doesn't. John McCluan doesn't have the runoff that you'd expect on a little bit of an over-under, and he gives up that position to Dan Carrito, and Dan Carrito with confidence takes this position here as we roll down. We're going to cross the final lap here. Looks like Brenner Del Mar is about to take the white flag in our final chicanes with Hector Colazzo just in tow. Ooh, he's looking a little bit squirrely in that last section there. I'm wondering if he has a slowdown again, and he does. A little bit of time here. Rob Ferretti now. He's really out of that top two contention, but Colazzo's pushing so hard now for context that he is literally running off the track now and bleeding time. This is the white flag. Brenner, oh, he's not waving the right flag, so elapsed time on the sim. Oh, look at that. We got Barney. He's not waving it. He's got it in his hand, though.
Yeah, I do have a white flag on my sim here, so I'm not sure why. I do see a white flag on my end.
I'm not seeing it on my end, though. The sim can be kind of weird with it sometimes. I'm showing 15 of 16. I think he's going to be waving that thing the next time around. He's holding it in his hand. Barney's got it there. I think we'll watch that. Keep that camera loaded for us, Brian. We'll keep a close eye on Barney as he's got that flag. If he waves that for Brenner next time around, then we're on one lap to go, but we'll keep a close eye on Brenner Del Mar. He's got a healthy 5.2 second lead over Hector Colazzo as we roll down. Rob Ferretti in third, John McCluan in fourth, and Joshua Blum. He's around. No. He is around. He gives up that position to Nick Johnson. Let's hit that replay, Brian. Let's go. He does hit the sand. I'm going to go back and take a peek at this. Oh, he's got John McCluan hard on his rear, harassing him, and he just gets a little bit loose on the entry there. Yeah, it's an off-camber, slightly off-camber corner. You're going to have to.
And it looks like try gassing it again, and again, that traction control just kind of kicked in and sent him right back around a second time.
Yeah, trying to get that car off track almost causes another incident here. But Joshua Blum here, oh boy. John McCluan a little bit wide, but I think McCluan has, oh no, Joshua Blum has the advantage on the exit. That's a little tiny run. Nick Johnson way back there hoping something happens between these two as we go on board with Joshua Blum. Bridging this gap, it's 4/10 is down. Almost 3/10 now. We're bleeding it down. It might be almost 2 before we enter the braking zone. Will he go in late? It's very late in this race. You have to expect some aggression from Joshua Blum here. Will he make something happen? Joshua McCluan, this is for top 4 here for 4th position. Joshua Blum does not want to settle for 5th place, no doubt, as we come in to basically almost the final lap here. We got a little bit to go. Joshua Blum has a great run on John McCluan here. Will he make something happen? This is definitely an opportunity where a ton of drivers like to break late. Great line from John McCluan. Holds that defensive line, holds the inside.
And I looked at the time left in the race. There is only 15 seconds left, so yeah, I believe that was the white flag. Yeah, that will be it.
White this time around for sure. Brenner Del Mar is coming. He's not quite around into the final second yet, but he's getting there. He's very, very close. So Brenner Del Mar will
really nice battle here, heating up for the 4th position between the 922 and the 81. The 81 hasn't quite got there yet. Oh, let's see. He might have a run here. Going to the inside.
Something he does. Way by.
See if you can make that stick. This is a tough braking zone.
It is. And John McCluan for now concedes this position. There's not much time left to make a move. He has a little over a lap left. John McCluan must just let him have it. Maybe it's not worth the battle. Maybe it's not worth the incident for him. You hold on for another day. This battle about 5/10 fizzling out a little bit though. John McCluan not quite with the run, but he's gaining it. No, it's fizzling out just a hair.
Well, here comes the 4 through the final set of chicanes here.
It is. We got that eye on Barney. I suspect Brenner Del Mar is off the final corner. This is it. And Brenner Del Mar takes it. Is this it? The final corner?
That is.
That's it. Brenner Del Mar wins tonight in Le Mans in our 1-hour race as Hector Colazzo comes home in 2nd place. Rob Ferretti is just about to get in here. Rob Ferretti just coming around the final couple corners here tonight.
Solid podium, and then it looks like
Joshua Blum is going to take it on. Oh boy, Josh!
Oh, collision! Oh, he turned the 81.
And John McCluan is going to take it here. This one's going to go down to the at the end. It's going to be Joshua John McCluan at the line. Joshua Blum will make it back.
Big contact right there.
You're right. Nick Johnson.
And then it looks like this is the leader in AM right here, 60 car.
Wow. Yeah, my cameras are gone at the moment here. I'm trying to find who's next. Nathan Branham. As Ian Bakaitis. Nathan Branham, Jack Clark rounds out 9th. Ian Bakaitis will take our AM class win ahead of JP Tofino here in 11th. Zachary Jaffino a few seconds behind. He will likely take 12th position. Just catching up with the field here. Sorry about that. That caught up with us very quickly here. 12th position, barring any issues, will be Zachary Trefino in the number 16, followed by Stephen Ryan in the 36, and Jeff Cartwright rounding out number 14 in the 355, Johnny Heineman in 15th. Ooh, we're actually going to drop back to a little bit of a battle here. Aaron Holroyd in the 73. He's got a bit of work to do on Peter Hoppe. I don't know. He goes super wide in the final sector. Very likely has a hole. Oh, he does. Aaron Holroyd has a slowdown. Will he give up this position to Aaron Kelly? This is the battle for 17th. As it looks like Peter Hoppe is going to come home in 16th place in the final sector. Aaron Holroyd still trying to get rid of that slowdown. Oh my God! Derek Kelly goes around! And he gives up that 17th position. Aaron Holroyd can comfortably get rid of that slowdown. Jared Kelly comes in at 18th. Hunter Terpstra should come in here now. He's finishing the final sector. The last few driver bits spread out. You're right. We'll pull up our results page here. And Brenner Del Mar, our winner tonight for Saints and Sinners Pro, followed by Hector Colazzo in second, and Rob Ferretti in third with Super Speeders. John McCluan, Nick Johnson round out the top 5, followed by Joshua Blum, Dan Carrino, Nathan Branham, Jack Clark, Ian Bakaitis, JP Tofino, Zachary Drofino. 13th is Stephen Ryan, Jeff Cartwright, Johnny Heineman, Peter Hoppe, Aaron Holroyd, Jared Kelly, Hunter Terpstra, Yango Rosado, Michael Odell, and then Jose Gonzalez, Wanchi Rakenna, Henning Sparva, David Buell, Lucas Hill, Jacob Clemens, and Ethan Halsey rounding out.
Hey, there I am.
For the evening. Hey, out early, but never forgotten, Ethan. And what a fantastic race tonight. And if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Ring that bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, and Thursdays, along with our shorts, courtesy of Jess Rakowski. And tonight was a fantastic win. Our AM winner tonight. Well, let's get our drivers in. Let's get some interviews going here. What a fantastic race tonight here at Le Mans, Ethan. While I get some drivers in, what are your thoughts tonight?
Well, obviously for me it was a bit of a different story. Just a lot of crashing for the most part, but overall, it was a fantastic race for everybody else who wasn't named me. They had a great job. They did a great job. Kept it very clean. A lot of great battles all over this track. I mean, Le Mans, we do this in 60 minutes for a reason. It's a war of attrition. It's a tough race, tough racetrack. Makes it a lot more fun, though, a lot more rewarding to come to the finish line after 60 minutes saying you were able to finish this. And they were saying you were finished this race with a winner's trophy, that's for sure.
100%. All right, let's pull. Yeah, we're just gonna pull the two. Let's Rob Ferretti in. Rob Ferretti is our AM class winner here. I can't pull him into the channel. They're over. Third overall. I can't get him in the session. Can you guys get him in the channel? I can't.
Picked up a few myself.
Hello, Rob.
Hello.
Mid thought there. Hello. Welcome. And talk me through this race of yours. What'd you get here? Third overall. Fantastic battle. It's a 1-hour race. What was your strategy? Talk me through that one for you.
Well, not a great track for our car. The Porsche really lacks in that top line speed. Just trying to keep up with Brenner there for a while, but I ended up losing him and just kind of ran my own race. Kept a good pace, got a few penalties, but a couple of slowdowns there. But yeah, glad to pick up a P3, especially just because I didn't get a lot of practice in this week. Actually, just got home today from a trip, so it's good to pick up a good result. Yeah.
Hey, no, that's always good with a little practice. So yeah, those slowdowns were killing people all night. Were there a couple corners that were kind of the bane of your existence, if you will?
Probably like the Corvette curves. I was getting loose through there quite a bit, and having to take it easy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Those are a hard corner to take. You got to take them pretty full throttle, little brake kind of touches. So fair enough. Fair enough. Great race tonight, Rob. Anyone you'd like to thank before we send you off?
Yeah, just got to thank the team again, Nick and Nathan. We all got a good result here tonight, so very happy about that for the team, and the manufacturer too. Porsche is doing great.
Sure is, buddy. Sure is, and great result tonight, Rob. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week, my friend.
Thanks, boys. Hope to see you there.
Thank you, man. Take care.
You too.
So we get Rob out, and we'll bring Brenner in. Brenner is our overall winner tonight, and it's great to finally talk to you. I don't think I've ever spoken to you in person yet. But welcome to the booth. Welcome to the booth, and great win. And talk me through that race of yours, man.
Thank you. Yeah. It was just the whole race chasing down Hector and trying not to get a penalty, which unfortunately he did, which did bring me back into the lead at the end there. So, yeah, penalties giveth, penalties taketh.
Yeah, they do, and it seemed like you guys had like a good and bad pit stop almost swap too. So you had some speed in your pits late in the race, and he had some speed early. So a little bit of an equalizer, but it had a bit of a race at the end. So were you a bit worried at late in the race that he was like just right there after your second pits?
Yeah, actually, I was surprised to come out ahead of him after the second pit stop because he had about a 4-second lead going into the last stop. But when I came out ahead of him, it was just trying not to get a penalty after that. So
yeah, 100%. Those slowdowns. Was there a corner that was bugging you the most tonight with that slowdown?
Right onto the Mulsanne straight, that right-hander, that really fast, just being a little conservative, not running wide there, but
yeah, 100%. Awesome. Who'd you like to thank tonight, Brenner, for that fantastic win?
First, I just want to thank JP for inviting me to the team the other week. Without him, I wouldn't be here racing because I wouldn't have known about you guys. So big thanks to him.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Brenner. And it's great to see you racing here. You're stupid fast. I can't wait to see you every week and see how you do and give it to these guys. So great win tonight, and enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we should have Hector Colazzo in here. Let's bring in Colazzo next. Colazzo, my friend.
Yeah.
Welcome. We've had you in here before, but talk me through this race because you had a great little battle with Brenner Del Mar, and I want to hear how that went for you.
Yeah, really disappointed. I had probably winning pace, but still don't know what happened, honestly. Just pissed off.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. You had a couple slowdowns there, and it kind of seemed to plague a lot of drivers tonight. So that was the big factor tonight, wasn't it? It was the slowdown for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding. So must have been a bit on your tires, hey? So you had a great first pit stop, and it seemed like actually, sorry, Brenner edged you out on the first one, and then you seemed to edge him out on the second. That played a bit, but coming out of your pit, seeing him out ahead was that exciting for you? Like seeing him out ahead, did you feel like you had another opportunity late in the race to make another move?
Yeah, I was a little excited because I got to battle again, but kind of sad as well because I was pushing it a little bit too much and made the error at the Porsche curves, which ruined my race completely. So yeah.
Fair enough. Porsche curve's a tough section. You get those tires heated up a little bit. It's very flowy. Absolutely. Well, not the result you were looking for tonight, Hector, but is there anybody you'd like to thank tonight for that performance?
I'd like to thank my team owner, Chase George, keeping the team going. And thank you to my teammates, Peter Hope and Zachary Trevino, for keeping me calm in those final laps from not just crashing the car into the wall.
That's awesome. Good to have those teammates in your corner, keeping you cool for sure. Well, thank you so much, Hector, and we look forward to seeing you up here again, my man. I'm sure we will, and we'll just look forward to next week, my friend. We'll see you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. And our final interview this evening, Ian Bakaitis, our AM class winner this evening. Hello. And talk me through this race of yours. You were not without a little bit of drama. Both AM class drivers behind you most of the evening. Talk me through that one for you.
I mean, all the drivers here were really good. It was just a matter of how much faster could I be compared to them.
Fair enough. Now, it was just so exciting to watch. You guys were all at the end. It seemed just like holding on within each other. So a little bit of battles going on. And any strategy tonight for you? Was there something you were looking to do that you didn't get to do?
Not that I didn't get to do. I was more keeping an eye on tire temps. Luckily, they weren't getting too high this time.
For sure, we saw a lot of that tonight. 100%.
Yeah. So
did you feel like you managed the tires good tonight? Then
I think I managed the tires excellently tonight. Track just felt really good for me.
Good. That's good. I've actually heard a few things about the Mustang in particular being a bit hard on them with the setup. So you're feeling good with it and comfortable compared to those mid-engine guys with a bit more rotation.
Well, we'll see next weekend or next week.
I guess we will. Excellent. Well, great win tonight, Ian. Who'd you like to thank before we send you off?
I would like to thank Michael Odell, even though he had a hardware malfunction in the middle of the race.
We did hear about that very early on.
Yeah.
You know what happened?
So actually, I do know what happened. His brake pedal completely broke it halfway through the race. He's got a Mosa set up, and I guess that has some threaded rods that became unthreaded.
Dude, that's wild. Actually, I have Husingveld sprints, and I just noticed the other day I was receiving a bunch of feedback, like extra radio frequency feedback from my butt kicker. It was making my brake pedal go all wonky. So I feel that. I feel that way too much. I feel that. That sucks. So hopefully he bounces back next week and we can get a good showing from you guys. But thank you so much, Ian. Great result tonight. Fantastic win, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ian. Have a great night, buddy.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Here we go. What a fantastic little night of racing there, Ethan. I think 1 hour at Le Mans is perfect. It's so nice, so comfy. It's just, really 1 hour of racing is very nice. It feels like maybe a little bit extra, but that extra pit stop adds a nice little spice of strategy in there, and it's quite fun to see it unravel and see it play out. But great race overall tonight. Let's see where we're at here. We do a quick points update. I think we're already on points. We sure are. And wow, look at that. John McCluan still sits atop on pro with 254 over Rob Ferretti. So Bryan Coxen not showing up really was incredibly detrimental to him. He drops 4 positions down right to 6th. So Rob Ferretti sitting in second pretty comfortably ahead of Dan Corrado in third. So a podium position there for Saints and Sinners Pro. Corey Allen in fourth, Joshua Blum in fifth, followed by Bryan Coxen, Nick Johnson, Chris Wilkie, Ian Halsey, and Wanchi Rakenna to round out the top 10 in pro. And Peter Hop is narrowly beating Ian Bakaitis there after that win. Ian Bakaitis made a jump of 2 positions there. He's just 2 points shy of Peter Hopper's first in AM, so a great showing for him. Lots of time left in this season to make a move. He's in second. JP DeFino narrowly in fourth there as well. He's still in the running, just 4 points shy. Actually, up 4 points, up 4 positions, sorry. Down about 12 points, or down an 8 points, sorry. Jose Gonzalez in fourth. Jared Kelly in fifth. Liam Kelso, Hunter Terpstra, Christian Zarat, David Buell, and Zachary Trevino. Lots of movement there in that AM class. Quite a bit of movement in pro. Joshua Blum moving up 25 positions there. A constructor. And, actually, Bryan's, yeah, it's people moving classes. That's why there's some huge jumps. The constructor standing, super speeder still atop at 488. They have a little bit of a healthy gap on Saints and Sinners Pro, sitting there in second with 452. Midwest Motorsports Mercedes in third with 376, followed by EHM Red, EHM White, Midwest Motorsports Corvette, Bonfire Racing, George Racing Motorsports AM Red. They move up a couple spots. Saints and Sinners AM down a bit, and George Racing Association Pro with 215. The battle there, pretty nice. There's quite a bit of work that can be done, and there we go. Manufacturer Championship. It's teetered over to Chevrolet Corvette, Ethan. Look at that. They have quite a bit of a lead there. 7 points ahead of Porsche now, with Ferrari in third with 292 and Ford Mustang in fourth with 283. Mercedes GT3 and BMW Lamborghini rounding out the top 7. Fantastic. Wow. My goodness, what a race tonight. I'm blown away. This was incredible. Remember, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Ring that bell to be notified of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday, along with our shorts courtesy of Jess Rakowski. Don't forget, our cameras all season are brought to you by Whiplash Sim Cams. Be sure to check them out on facebook.com/WSimCams. Thank you, Andrew Cardinelli IV, for all of your camera support. What a fantastic night of racing here. You know what? It's asking me for Bryan's final thoughts, but Ethan, final thoughts tonight, despite your issues. Actually, let's take your issues out. Everything else aside, how was the racing? What was the?
Well, take my issues out. Yeah, fantastic race overall. Again, the Le Mans race always usually produces quite a bit of action. Like I said before, it is very much a war of attrition, this track is, especially when you stretch it out the extra 15 minutes over our normal length of race. It ends up making a very entertaining show. Now, that it is noteworthy that this is the first race that we've run without the prototypes on the track as well. And honestly, I think it lived up just fine, even just being the GT3s. Fantastic passing, fantastic battles all over the racetrack. And a new winner is always definitely something exciting. So overall, a great race. Very excited for next week at Road America, and hopefully, I'll be able to actually run the race and not come up here midway through because my car was totaled 2 minutes in. So fingers crossed, you'll actually see me on the racetrack next week.
Well, hopefully
excuse me, Justin. How dare you ignore my final thought?
Oh, I'll get your final thoughts too. I was going to get your final thoughts. You spent half the race with me, my man.
I'm very happy that Ethan got to join us, so I could go back to my rightful seat.
Yeah, your rightful place as producer in the corner, for sure. No, I always love having you, Bryan. I appreciate chatting with you. So don't even sell yourself short. Don't even try it. Wow, what a race tonight, for sure. I love Le Mans. I was kind of bummed, like, when everything happened and we had to find a replacement. I was still, part of me was like, maybe I should jump in and race this again because I had such a good result, or at least a good result to me last season. So, but I always love this track. It's so exciting. Those straightaways really are a great equalizer, and we have a bunch of fun here always. The checker flag falls on the evening. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Jess Rakowski, Victor Vallee, Jared Lott, Chad Irvine, Josh Mertz, Cody Erdman, Ethan Halsey, and Bryan Sawyer, my name is Justin Robichaud. We hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the OSRL GT3 Series tonight from Le Mans. We congratulate our Pro Class winner, Brenner Del Mar, and our AM Class winner, Ian Bakaitis. Be sure to join us next week in Wisconsin at Road America, a fantastically historic track. And until then, so long.